Hey Virgo, this is your March 2020 reading. It's Romy here. So if you're a Virgo, Sun, Rising or Moon, it's a general reading, but it might resonate for you. If you enjoy it, please do drop me a like and a comment. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And if you'd like to connect with me, you can find all the ways to do that over on my website, romywyser.com. Okay Virgo, it's March. An awful lot happening this month for you. We have your ruling planet of Mercury still in retrograde through Pisces and your 7th house of relationships. So for many of you, there is some deep reevaluation taking place in and around the key people in your life. But it's also the consideration of how you are showing up in those particular relationships and allowing some profound adjustments and self-realization to come in that's really going to support the growth moving forward. We also have a beautiful full moon in your sign happening on the 9th, again activating that 7th house of relationships. And what it feels is that you're ready for some profound shift to take place, Virgo. We open up your reading with 3 of Wands. You're ready to step up, you're ready to show up for something that's going on. Now, these key partnerships can be both personal and professional. So for some of you, I certainly feel that you're ready to commit, you're ready to align with somebody on a shared vision, a shared prospect or opportunity. I think that communication is going to be much more open and fruitful once we have that Mercury moving direct from the 10th, which is just around that full moon in Virgo. Of course, this is real mirror season for you as we are in your polar opposite sign of Pisces. So it is such an interesting time for self-reflection for you, Virgo, as you move through the month of March. I think what we saw for you in February was this need for time out, this need to go deeply into the assessment of what things meant for you in your life and the prioritization that was emerging as a result of that. The other thing that happens that's really going to have such an impact for you this month is the shift from Saturn in Capricorn moving into Aquarius, happening around the 22nd. And sometimes when these planets take this movement, we can almost kind of be thrown back into what we have been working on in the last couple of years with this particular theme. So for you, this 5th house, which does impact, you know, that kind of part of your chart where romance is highlighted, creativity, children, but with both the 5th and the 7th house activated, it's definitely a month where relationships are very much going to be at the front and center of your mind at the moment as you come to some decisions about what comes next. We then have Aries season beginning, and with it the equinox happening on the 20th. Equinox bringing in this time of rebirth and a time for you to be able to let go of something that perhaps you need to grieve, you need to mourn. Maybe it's an aspect of yourself. Maybe it is about a relationship that you're allowing to move forward. Maybe it's a change or a shift in the dynamic of a family situation. Maybe children have left home, or you're seeing the ending or something coming to that point of culmination. And you know, during that full moon, which is a time of release, and with the equinox bringing in the opportunity for new balance, you know, you are being reminded that, you know, it isn't all about what you have lost. This is also about what is to be gained, what is coming in for you, what does the future look like. That 3 of Wands is a very positive, charged energy that brings in the warmth and the fire to remind you that even if there are still things that you're dealing with and there's an awful lot of emotions running through, and remember in Pisces season, it does tend to kind of pull us under at times, especially with retrograde, so that Neptunian influence can sometimes have you feeling like things are a little bit heavier than actually what they are in reality. So I think that it will become a little bit clearer for you as we hit that equinox and you start to see the big shift taking place. But don't get me wrong, even though you may be excited and inspired about some of the things that are coming in on the horizon, for some of you there's perhaps still some aspects to what you are grieving or mourning that are very present and very in your energy right now. And you know what? That's okay. That's okay. You get to be that beautifully complex, deep, reflective energy this month, Virgo, okay? We are moving on the 5th of the month, Venus coming into the sign of Taurus, which is into your 9th house. So from a relationship perspective, it does help you to feel a little bit more optimistic. Start to plan and think about where you can start to feel more secure. 9 of Pentacles energy is very suggestive of that point of accomplishment, and for me, I think slightly representative to the work that you've been doing on yourself, Virgo. So making sure that you take time to acknowledge how far you've come with that. I think, you know, we still have a whole host of planets in Capricorn at the beginning of March. You know, Mars, Pluto, Jupiter and Saturn still all moving through your 5th house, reminding you that your creativity, and particularly when we're in retrograde, the access to that, finding solutions, you know, finding different approaches, gaining a new perspective, really being very tuned in with your own guidance system, receiving those kind of psychic flashes and insights are all helping you to see the vision, not only how far you've come, but also ways that you can be more self-sufficient, you can find more self-reliance. I love both the 3 of Wands and 9 of Pentacles coming out for those of you that are very focused in and around your own business or working on new ideas. Beautiful entrepreneurial spirit. So even if you perhaps have had some knockbacks, some disappointments, rest assured that this is a time when you're not meant to give up or give in. It's a time when you're kind of refocusing and adjusting your energy, taking the learning and understanding what you need to do with it. I feel that you are poised at the moment, perhaps not giving too much away still. You know, we felt that a little bit last month with you, Virgo, but I do think that as channels of communication start to open up when your ruling planet is moving direct, and particularly when it's direct back into Pisces in your 7th house, which will be on the 16th of this month, you are going to be much more upfront and clear about what's on your mind and in your heart, Virgo. But I think there is a significance and an importance to make sure that you are acting from a place of surety for your own security and stability. I think that's very much on your mind, you know, even though there are significant changes afoot, you want to have everything in order. You know, you want to make sure that you're not going to be compromising anything that you need in order to keep the wheels in motion, to keep things turning, to keep things moving in your world. We have Queen of Swords energy coming in, which could represent an air sign that you might be dealing with, a Gemini, Aquarius or Libra, Virgo. If this is the case, I feel from a business perspective, we have some good opportunities that are being presented. I think that they have some interesting ideas to put forward. I think that they will absolutely be stimulating your thought process. Of course, that air energy is very mercurial, and as we're in retrograde, I think the opportunity for you to start thinking differently is really going to be activated by this individual and how they show up. I think for you, the influence of the Queen of Swords is important because it's going to help you if you feel at times slightly overwhelmed with that Piscean watery energy. If that full moon in Virgo, albeit beautifully healing and illuminating, feels quite intense, I think she's going to give you the opportunity to detach slightly emotionally, just so that you can think clearly about what needs to be done and what needs to be said. So I see her as a supportive influence for you. Be aware that I think if the Queen of Swords is, for some of you, showing up as that obstacle to be able to move forward, or perhaps linked to where this disappointment has arisen for you, I think that there's been something really profound that you needed to learn about that. I'm not saying that it was necessarily just what unfolded or how it occurred for you, Virgo, but I am going to say that through the month of March, it seems clear to me that you're really going to take the wisdom of it, and it's going to bring about a big aha moment for you. I do have this point of illumination that comes in. And remember, when we move into Aries season, we're moving into 8th house, which is that deeper transformational time of self.
Nine of Cups energy. And I think you coming to the point of moving from any sense of loss and allowing yourself the opportunity to come into a place of satisfaction and contentment. So perhaps there's some reevaluation about you being able to feel more grateful for what has occurred and why, and sort of counting your blessings in many ways. I think there's some sweetness to come for you this month. You know, there's an opportunity for something that you've wanted to transpire for some time to start to come together. 2-9 showing up in your reading here is bringing that point of completion forward, but it's reminding you of a sense of accomplishment as well. And I think some of this is about what you've done in terms of the practical physical work, but I also want to nod to the emotional work that you've done, the emotional journey that you've allowed to take place, because it's not been easy. It's not been easy, and it's left you feeling, you know, at times really unsettled and ungrounded. But what's come from this is the understanding that actually change can bring in so many more possibilities and opportunities for you. And I think there's an air of optimism that comes in with that. Okay, so we have the card of the moon, which is of course linked into the sign of Pisces. And I think that, you know, you are going to be dealing with that slightly hazy, slightly confused energy as we're moving into the beginning of March. But of course it nods through to your beautiful full moon in Virgo happening. And I think that this is a time when you can really take the charge and the power of that full moon right under the 9 of Pentacles and flanked by the 9 of Cups. These are beautiful energies to work with. So what it's saying is, you know, allow yourself to dive deep into that subconscious part of you. Allow yourself to follow your intuition and instinct when things surface this month. Look beyond the facade and dig deeper. Understand what it's trying to show you about yourself. This is mirror season, Virgo. There's so much rich, fertile information, energetic information that's being given to you at every moment, with every conversation you have, with every sign that you see, with every thought that you think, and then that secondary thought that asks and questions if, you know, you are really being fair, you're really being healthy to yourself, or if you're slipping back into old narratives and ways of thinking. So it's going to be complex, it's going to be transformative, but your beautiful Knight of Pentacles card coming in, I think you feel very at ease with the energy of this card. I think it brings a little bit of grounding and stability. It reminds you that even though there is profound flux and change, that equinox bringing in the opportunity to have a complete rebirth, there are still those practical, measured, almost mundane activities that need to be done and that are going to keep you sane through the process. That's what I'm going to say. So you can allow this transformation to happen, but at the same time you can be reminded why you're doing it, and also almost figure out your own strategy to be able to cope with anything that feels a little bit overwhelming or a little bit kind of out of your comfort zone. Okay, I mean, actually these energies coming through for you are incredibly supportive. I just think at times the emotional overwhelm or the intensity of perhaps some of the things that you're realizing about yourself, about different relationships, about what comes next, about what you're about to do, could kind of really lock you down or give you that moment of sort of almost paralysis. But here the Knight of Pentacles is coming in to remind you that, you know, progress can be made slow and steady as long as it's consistent and you are moving forward. And I think that is what's important. Could be another earth sign that you are dealing with, Virgo. If that is the case, I feel like they have something interesting to discuss and to present to you. I want you to be open-minded about whatever comes up in this month of March. It's so powerful in terms of helping you to move forward and instigate change and bring about new opportunities in your life that you would be crazy to kind of close the door. It doesn't mean that you have to say yes, but I want you to be very open to how things develop and how they are coming to you. Empress energy, really beautiful, because I feel that this is not only putting you and reminding you about the power that you have in your life right now. It's reminding you about where you are in control of things. So if you feel, and I think this is important because both of these cards for me are reminding you that you have that sense of balance and self-control within you. So if that moon energy is coming up and really you feel at all destabilized by it, I think you're going to regain where you need to, that conviction to keep going and to be reminded not to have doubt. There's no need for doubt. There's no room for doubt in what's happening and what's unfolding here, Virgo, okay? Even if you are not 100% about some of the decisions and choices that you're making, even if there's a bit of a leap of faith and a kind of stab in the dark as to, you know, I don't really know where this is going to go, but I'm going to give it a try. That Empress energy is absolutely guiding you, reminding you that your ability to be able to manifest, but also to be grateful for everything that is already around you, to what you've already been able to accomplish. Remember, the sense of accomplishment is so strong in this reading. Now, if this is representative of another energy in your life, perhaps a wife, a mother, or somebody that's coming forward as quite a powerful influence, I want to say, in your world. Maybe there is an offer or there's some kind of discussion that needs to be put forward. I think you will be having discussions. I think you will be looking at how to resolve, how to move forward, how to take something to the next level. And again, you may be feeling some uncertainty around the outcome to that. But again, what we see with this month for you is the opportunity for growth, the opportunity to be reminded at nothing that you have been through, none of the memories that you hold close or precious need to be wiped away when you look at the beginning of a new cycle, or you are perhaps considering making significant change in your world. All of it still has a place in your heart. All of it still matters. You know, there is this sense of maybe some people returning back from the past and you're trying to reconcile within yourself what that might mean, or how that influences or perhaps changes what the landscape looks like for you moving forward. Even if there is some confusion, you are going to be able to find it within yourself, find that point of alignment, find that point of balance to make the right call, to make the right decision. I'm going to go ahead and pull some oracle cards, see how this is reflecting your reading, Virgo. When Saturn moves out of Capricorn, your 5th house, it's moving into Aquarius, 6th house, which of course Virgo rules. And again, I think this is going to give you that sense of self-reliance and self-sufficiency that perhaps you need to feel more at ease with some of the ways forward. Beautiful card of transformation, Phoenix rising through the ashes there. And I think really for me links into us moving into that Aries season and 8th house for you. And sometimes in order to tap into that energy, in order to feel that fire, in order to gain the grit and the kind of steely determination to work through something and come out the other side, we have to be plunged into that moon energy. We have to sort of go deep into our subconscious to, you know, let go of anything that isn't really true, you know, those illusions, those aspects of self that, you know, have perhaps held us back. So the way that the story is unfolding for you is it feels like it's going to keep kind of sending you at times through this month into the deep dive, but each time you come up to the surface, you are going to have cleared something else. You're going to feel lighter, you're going to feel brighter. And I think that the way forward is becoming ever clearer to you with the guidance of that beautiful sense of transformation coming in. Lovely. Oh, 2 came out here. Let's take them both. Okay, the first is the card of the peacock, prosperity. And the thing I love about peacocks is there's such a sense of nobility about them. There's such a sense of color and vibrancy, and this almost aspect of holding yourself royally, which I really link in powerfully to that Nine of Pentacles. Even the way that the Queen of Swords is coming through, and Empress energy, you've got very royal, noble energies to work with and support you through this Pisces season, Virgo, helping you to understand how to hold dignity and grace as you engage and communicate in those key relationships and with yourself this month, okay? But also bringing in a beautiful sense of growth. Remember, we talked about that. Look at the flowers showing in the Peacock and the Six of Cups. I think you are absolutely about to come into a time that's going to feel rich and ripe and fruition to things that you've been working on, and whether that is a relationship, whether that is something in your family setup, or something that's important in your work and career or sense of purpose. There is this moment of, yes, I can feel it coming. I can see how something's starting to come together and really take seed. Beautiful. Now, you also have the card of the Bull, and the word is sacrifice here. And maybe in order to allow that growth, to allow something really special to take hold and to step in, you need to make a sacrifice. You need to allow that lightning bolt to strike, and almost something to be cleared. The Bull, of course, linking into the sign of Taurus. Maybe for some of you that's important. We also have Venus moving into Taurus on the 5th of the month, which is your 9th house. So it's about the bigger vision. So in order to realize that bigger vision, Virgo, what do you need to let go of that you've been holding on tightly to? Really, I think the sacrifice, though, isn't so much about loss, even though you may perceive it to be loss. And I think that's one of the themes that you're going to be working with, is how to let go and surrender, to allow the transformation without having this sense that actually anything's being taken away from you, because this is about a natural evolution and a cycle that needs to continue, okay? Virgo, thank you so much for joining me. If you've enjoyed the reading, please go ahead, subscribe, drop me a like or a comment. I'm going to go ahead and pull us a couple of cards. Now, we do an extended reading. If you'd like to join, the link for that is in the description box below. And what I'd like you to do is just think of a question that's really important, that's really on your mind if it hasn't come through in the cards. I'm going to go ahead and pull a couple of cards, and we'll cover this in the extended reading for you. Okay, so if you're thinking about that just now, there's our two cards. And then I'm just going to pull us some clarifiers now to see the energies that are going to take us a bit deeper into some of these messages. So 3 of Wands is bringing through 8 of Pentacles. So yeah, real focus around work aspects for some of you. I think there's a lot of positivity to come. The Devil coming through. I think you are in a really strong, powerful position with regards to your next move, and I don't want you to think otherwise. Don't be down on yourself or moving into the wrong mindset, because actually your energy is looking really strong. Okay, 5 of Cups, 5 of Swords. This is one of these sort of deep dive moments I think is going on, okay? It's not influencing, Knight of Pentacles. Okay, it's not influencing the month, but I think at times you're going to feel its presence really strongly. Could be another earth sign here, or somebody that's walking away. 5 of Pentacles again. Wow, okay. Whatever that represents is a bit of a thorn in your side at the moment, but we're going to navigate through. Queen of Wands with 9 of Pentacles. Okay, you're really high on the manifesting power this month, Virgo. Justice card with the Queen of Swords. Definitely could be a Libra energy that you're dealing with, Virgo. Card of Justice linked in powerfully there. New contracts coming in, trying to rebalance. You also have that beautiful mirror image there. We'll explore that a little bit more. Let's pull one more. 6 of Swords. Okay. 9 of Cups bringing in 9 of Wands. Numerology wise, a lot of 9s showing up this month for you as you work your way through these transits. 4 of Swords. Okay. Right, Moon energy, Page of Cups. Okay, could be a water sign that's also around you. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. 5 of Wands, okay. Seven of Wands coming up. Empress with the card of Judgment. Okay. And the King of Cups. Wow, he's a regular in my readings for March. Okay. 8 of Swords with the 6 of Cups there. And the Moon again. Okay, let's just pull a couple more. It's that card of transformation, Hanged Man. Okay. Very Neptune energy that we are dealing with in Pisces season, retrograde, and the Hanged Man ruled by Neptune has a lot to teach you. You know, that surrender, having to let go in order to transform. And 10 of Swords. Now remember, we had 2 cards here. We had the Bull of Sacrifice, letting go, releasing the end of a cycle before that sense of prosperity can come in. So let's just pull one more for that as well. Yeah, 2 of Pentacles, perfect. Okay, Virgo, if you'd like to join me, I look forward to continuing the conversation with you in the extended. Otherwise, I wish you a beautiful month of March. Enjoy that stunning full moon in your sign, and sending you many blessings. Thank you so much for tuning in, and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out for next month. Take good care. Bye for now.